Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make some more cookies. This time it's going to be butter cookies for our Christmas cookie selection. So let's start with the ingredients. For the taste we need some vanilla paste, and for the cookies we need flour, sugar, butter, salt, and for the topping an egg yolk to brush them with, and a chocolate bar with a teeny tiny bit of coconut oil. I start by putting the flour, the sugar, the butter and the salt into the mixing bowl. I let the ingredients briefly mix together, and then I add a drop of vanilla paste. After a short time you'll see that the dough becomes crumbly first, and then the crumbles get bigger, and in the end you will have this soft ball of dough. Now I'm just going to knead the dough briefly and divide the dough in 3 equal parts. So what I'm going to show you next makes it so much easier to roll out the dough. For that I just take some cling film. I put the dough on the cling film and press it down with the palm of my hand. I cover it up, and then I take the rolling pin and I gently roll the dough out in between the cling film. That way the dough doesn't stick to the rolling pin and it doesn't stick to the countertop either. My desired thickness is about 3 to 4 millimeters, and when I achieve that I put it on a plate until I'm done with rolling out the rest of the dough. The reason why we do that is because the dough heats up quite quickly, and we want to cut out the dough with some little cookie cutters, and warmed up dough tends to stick quite heavily to the little cookie cutters. And that's why we have to cool down the dough first. That way it makes it much easier to cut out your desired shape. After I'm being done rolling out the dough, I take the sheets of dough and I put them all on the same plate, and then I take them to the freezer for 5 to 10 minutes to cool them down briefly. So now my dough has been cooled down nicely, and now I just open up the cling film. I leave the dough on the cling film, then I take my cookie cutter and I cut out some little hearts, and as you can see they come off quite nicely. They do not stick at all, and they even come off almost all by themselves. Yeah, with this technique you are going to have some left over, of course, and depending on how much left over you have, I make 1 or 2 new balls of dough. I put them back on the cling film, I roll them out the same way I did with the other ones, and then they go back into the freezer for 5 minutes. I continue to do so until there is no more dough left. So back to our cookies. The amount I calculated in this recipe is for 2 cake trays, 14 by 17 inches. The first cake tray I brushed the cookies with the egg yolk, and on the second cake tray I left the cookies blank. So here's the result of the first cake tray, where I brushed the cookies with the egg yolk and I let them cool down completely before I take them off the tray, because when they are warm they are quite soft, and that's why I wait at least 20 minutes before I take them off. So while the second cake tray is in the oven, I put on a pot with water. That's for melting down some chocolate, which I want to brush the other cookies with. I used an organic milk chocolate bar, but you can use dark chocolate as well. So after I put the chocolate into the melting bowl, I add a teaspoon of coconut oil. That makes the chocolate softer, smoother, and easier to brush with. So the water is boiling and I shut it down completely, and I let the chocolate melt in the melting bowl over the hot water. This took about 2 to 3 minutes, and then the chocolate got liquid, and that's when, unfortunately, my battery died. So unfortunately I can't show you how I coated the cookies with the chocolate. Just be aware that the cookies cooled down completely before you brush them with the chocolate. Here you see the final result, and after I had put the chocolate on, I finished up with some coconut flakes. Well, that's it for today. If you want to see more of my cookie videos, please click on this link up here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.